Today we are reading Angry Parents Claim I Tried to Poison Their Son and Get the Police. No, I won't help with your parcel. Why? Because I'm a friar. And also, look at what I'm wearing. Check out our I Don't Work Here Lady playlist in the description, subscribe for more videos like these, and I trust you to reach 100 likes for this video. I want to thank you again for being here and supporting us. But for now, let's do this. Angry parents claim I tried to poison their son. Get the police. Sort of. I don't work here. This was a fun one. I got properly shouted at, happened a little while ago. As I have explained in a previous post, I often do work from my local pub. It's more of a UK culture thing. Pub tends to be quite different to how they are in the US. I am sitting near the bar, sipping a pint and chatting to the staff. I'm also doing some audio editing on my laptop, and I have a notebook and some papers on the table. So once I finish chatting, I stick my headphones back on and get back to editing. Me is me, AM is for the angry mother, AF for the angry father, and kid is the kid. Staring at my laptop, I can see someone waving, kind of distracting me. Now, this is not odd as I am there most days and I know a lot of locals. Looking up, it's a woman who was sat over in the corner, and there's a group of women with prams and some kids. Can my son play with this little Lego house? People often think I work here in some capacity. It's the kind of place with books on shelves and games and things for customers to play, so not unusual. Me not really paying attention. Yeah, sure. And I put my headphones back on. Fast forward 5 minutes. More waving and voices.
What the F do you think you're doing?
Editing a podcast?
And this is more important than my son's safety?
Huh?
My wife says you gave her son that mouse poison trap.
I've never met your son and I am busy. The angry mother produces a mouse bait box wrapped in tissue. He could have been poisoned! Now this is a mouse bait. You really should not let your kid play with that. It's toxic.
I want to speak to your manager now.
I don't work here, mate. You should probably get your son to wash his hands. The angry mother walks outside. And the angry father starts to complain to the staff behind the bar, demanding the manager. And the staff tell him the manager is on holiday.
What's your name?
None of your business. Now, if you don't mind, I have work to do. And I put my headphones back on. The angry father keeps shouting at the staff behind the bar. About a minute later, the angry mother comes back in with a PSO in tow. But for those of you outside the UK, a PCSO is police employee with very little in the way of powers. I think they can take alcohol off underage drinkers and give out parking tickets. Now, the PCSO wanders up to me, so my headphones come off again. This lady is saying you have tried to poison our child. And the angry father is shouting at still at this point. I've never met her son, and I am trying to work. This woman is an idiot. Please, can you tell her to go away? The PCSO gets his notebooks out. I am going to need to see some ID. Nope. This is a serious complaint against you. Now he turns and asks the bar staff if I am the manager. I do not work here, but I am busy.
So why did you give my son that poison?
Mate, your wife came up to me to ask if he could play with the Lego house. I am not responsible for looking after your kid. That is what parents are for. I am still going to need to see some ID and your name and address. That is not happening. You should be speaking to those two because they have failed to look after their child.
I want him arrested.
I am not sure he can do that. He's not the police. Did you give this kid that box? Nope. I haven't got out of my seat for about an hour. Now the bar staff, he hasn't moved. And the angry mother starts shouting at the bar staff. I am getting fed up now. The kid is sitting playing with a Lego man and I'm not sure anyone has made him wash his hands. The parents have now turned their anger on the staff and the PCSO is talking into his radio. So I decided to take just a quick video of the shouting parents and the child. To which point the angry mother totally loses her mind and starts screaming that it's illegal to take photos of people without permission. It's a crime to take a photo of a child. Now the angry mom to the PCSO. You need to arrest him now and make him delete that photo! That is not happening. You cannot take photos of people without their permission. And the notebook comes out again. It was not a photo, it was a video. and I am taking it for my own protection as these two F-wits are making accusations against me.
You can be arrested for swearing.
Not by you though. I don't work here. I am allowed to take photos in here and people have no right to privacy in a public space.
Well, this is a building and not a public space.
He is allowed to take photos, says the bar staff. Now the angry mother goes ballistic, and the PCSO starts to take down the detail of the parents and the bar staff, then comes over to me with the angry father saying he will need to obtain my detail and I have to delete the photo of the child and the parents as I did not have their permission. Look mate, I am trying to work, and why don't you just go away and do something useful, like making that kid wash his hands? The PCSO.
Why won't you show me ID? Are you wanted or something?
Nope, I just don't wish to deal with uninformed uniformed bureaucrats. And also I do not wish him, I point at the angry father, to have my details, the GDPR and all that. The PCSO makes the angry father go back to his kid, and the bar staff have taken the angry mother and the kid to the loo to wash hands and things. Now the PCSO asks for ID again, so I relent and show him the only ID I have on me, which is my press ID card. He claims it's not ID though and starts to complain. I point out that it says on the back that it's recognized by the police and that it lets me into secure area, so I should hope it's ID. The angry father comes back complaining again, tells the bar staff he won't be paying for the drinks the group has had, and the bar staff remonstrate and then the PCLO left. The angry father stops subbing off again and now taking my photo. He tells me he is going to put it on the internet. And I decide to be a twat, so I flash my press ID at him and told him he's more than welcome to, and that I will be putting them on the front page of the papers with the headline World's Worst Parents. They left and I have never seen them again. I didn't put them in the paper, I don't work for a paper. I did feel bad for the kid was messing around with a bait box, but at the end of the day, it's not my problem. No, I won't help with your parcel. Why? Because I'm a friar. Now for the cast, the GOG, the grumpy old guy. And me? I don't know, a shark? First thing first, a background. I work in a chip shop in England that's connected to a post office and the owner's house. The owner of the chip shop is also the sole postmaster for the post office, meaning he's the only one allowed to handle anything to do with post, but also means that he rarely takes breaks and will have to put a back in 5 minutes sign up if he needed to go to the bathroom. I work in the chip shop, doing the afternoon shift 10 to 2 because it's a short shift and I'm on my own, and due to the placing of the two shops, they make a corner shape with the chip shop having a large glass window. I can see and inform the owner when someone enters the post office, if he is in his house or if someone is waiting outside when the owner has put the 5 minute sign up. Anyways, this morning I was opening the shop up, headphones in as the owner doesn't really talk to me unless I've done something wrong, and when I hear a loud bang from behind me, I was cutting vegetables. I was facing away from the window. I turn around quickly to see a grumpy old man staring daggers at me, and when he sees he has my attention, he starts waving his arm, first at me, then at the post office door. I just shrugged it back at him and went back to cutting. Another louder bang came from behind me, so I turned around and glared at him. He did his funky arm gestures again and started yelling something I was not able to make out. I was starting to panic at this point, as I know those windows were kinda weak, one having smashed earlier in the year after the owner's sons were leaning on them with too much weight. I walked into the owner's house and asked his child if he had seen his father, and the child said no and suggested that he might be in the post office, so I went to check there. No luck, but I could see why the man might have been upset, as the owner had put his back in 5 minutes sign. As it was close to opening time, I went back and finished up my opening jobs, trying to ignore the yelling and death stares from the window. At 12, I opened up the shop, kinda scared because the GOG was still outside, having quieted down slightly but still banging the window. I stood by the cash register as he bolted inside and started ranting. "Go and open the post office, you brat!" Excuse me, sir? "I need to have a parcel stamp. Go and open the post office now." My apologies, sirs, but I can't do that. Don't bless me, beer. Go and open it now! At this point, I was on the verge of tears, not knowing what to do. I looked at the camera, hoping to get the child's attention as they have monitors in the living room. No luck. Go and open it now, or so help me! Sir, like I said before, I can't. I'm only licensed to do frying in the chip shop. I'm not a postmaster. He reached over to slap me as the owner ran over the chip shop, grabbing his hand as it was inches from my face.
What do you think you're doing?
This little slut is refusing to take my parcel.
Of course she is. I'm the postmaster, not her. Now leave these premises.
No, take my parcel.
Come into the post office, and I will. But I will inform you, you are banned from both the chip shop and the post office.
Now the grumpy old guy started screaming, slamming his hand and the parcel into the counter.
No! 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 Take my parcel now!
The owner pulls his phone out and starts tapping 999 into it.
No, and if you don't leave, the police will be called.
Surprisingly, the grumpy old man blasted out a ton of swear words and stormed out, leaving his parcel on the counter. The owner picked it up and threw it on the outside trash. I, at this time, had tears running down my face and was having a panic attack in the counter. The owner let me lock up and go home as I was in no mind to work. Hopefully, it won't be as eventful tomorrow. Look at what I'm wearing. My ADHD expressed in writing. I tend to skip words, bad spelling, autocorrect, or just still can't live without it, and bad grammar. I work in a retail warehouse, so I wear a tee and jeans most days. And as most people know, warehouses are dirty and they get on everything. So after work, I look like Big Ben from Charlie Brown. Now, I am a computer geek, programming, hardware, 3D printing, and most things, and I try to keep up. I like to browse at my local computer store after work, check out what's come down into a reasonable price range. And this woman looks at me like, "What are you going to help me?" And I just ignore her. Salespeople here work on commission, so I don't like taking that away from them. Besides, they dress in business casual. I'm looking at Raspberry Pis and she come over and stand right behind me. I felt like the typical vampire movie. Cue Takata and Fook with lighting and dark shadow behind me. Yes?
Do you work here?
Nope, sorry.
Well, you should.
As snidely as she can and storms away. I think I'm on the autism spectrum, but even I could tell that she meant that. If it's a technical question, I can help. Silly me for still trying to be nice.
You can't help me,
she sneered. Okay, then murdered myself. I'm really glad I can't. There is no help for you. Okay, not the most exciting, but she really got to me. People think I have a problem with detail because of the ADHD, but even I know to check what they are wearing and their name tag for store information. Guys, before you leave, please check out our awesome I Don't Work Here Lady playlist. I am sure you will love it. Remember to help us reach 100 likes for this video and subscribe to the channel for more awesome Reddit stories and hit the bell button to know exactly when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching this 16th episode of I Don't Work Here Lady. See ya.